his monotone, and he's just rapping, and I want to hear more features and this, that, and the third. Honestly, I feel like he did this for him in his hometown. Along with, he did it his way. Not what you wanted to hear, not what you expected to hear, but J. Cole did J. Cole the J. Cole way.
Yeah. New voice in the room, I don't follow the noise. I study the game, then I make my choice. Clean line, sharp mind, pressure stay poised. I'm built for the moment, I move with a point. No gimmicks, just vision, I say what I see. Question the rules, still play it lead. From the corners to the culture, now listen to me. This ain't hype, this is clarity. Welcome to the space where the truth get loud. Calm on the surface, storms in the crowd. I don't need a shout, let the message surround. New era talk, let it play right now. Let's get into it.
Yo, welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, get comfortable or get uncomfortable. Either way, we're going to talk about it. Welcome back, though. Fucking New God Podcast. I'm your host, Samir, Mr. F&G himself. First and foremost, give a round of applause for yourself. Yeah. We back, man. Yeah. See, I came back a little early, right? Just because J. Cole dropped his album. We're going to get into that. Yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into Larrusell. And, a few things that been floating around in my head as far as social constructs and, things of that nature. Things that we've been following for so long and really kind of don't know why. Black History Month. Yeah, we're in Black History Month right now. But also, I was at work, right? And this one curious question came about as we was having a conversation. Why is it? Matter of fact, before we even get into that, because we're gonna get it, we gonna get into that later. But I'm gonna say this. J. Cole album. J. Cole album. J. Cole's album. Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a J. Cole fan. And not for nothing, I streamed it. And after just a couple of, now, came upon it when I was at work. I was listening to Joe Budden podcast. They was giving their thoughts about it. Now, me being me, I don't just go off of what everybody else says. Don't get me wrong. I take it in, I soak it in, I listen to what y'all saying, and then I give my own take and how I feel about it. And I streamed it. But guess what? Go ahead, think about it. Guess what? I'm about to buy that motherfucker. Yeah. I'm about to buy that motherfucker. Probably like 3-4 times. And then I'm going to try to find the goddamn vinyl. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna try to find a vinyl for that. Because, okay. Now, I'm gonna say this. Greatly anticipated album. 2 years we've been waiting for it. He put out a mixtape, or whatever you want to call it, right? And that didn't disappoint. Now, this album, The Fall Off, everybody's so, how can I put it? Okay. Now, I'm going to go pro everybody else, con everybody else. And then I'm going to give my thoughts about it overall. Now, pro everybody else, right? I love to see it. I've seen videos where people were just coming from everywhere, especially when he was in North Carolina. Every video, man, it warms my heart. It almost made me hop on a damn flight. I almost hop on. Listen, if I didn't have a 9 to 5, and this was my full-time joint, I would have been there. I would have been there, man. I would have been down in North Carolina to try to find out where the he at, man. Yeah. But guess what? I was at work. So, you know. It is what it is. But the good thing about me being at work, I work 12 hours. So, I got to listen to that shit about 3, 4, 5 times. And hearing everybody else's feedback, they're looking at it through a lens of they want to see him go crazy. And that's not Cole, man. If you listen to, let me see if I can find it. But in an interview that he had a couple of years ago, right? In this specific interview, he had pretty much broke down himself. And that aspect of him talking about himself, I love to see that. You feel me? He was still, dreads wasn't that long. This was like damn near 10 years. Actually, this was 11 years ago because we're in 2026. So, yeah, 11 years ago. So, what I need you to do, right? I need you to, just for a second, pay attention.
And there's been times in my career where it's just like, that's so far from where I want to be. It's like I'm just interested in telling stories and like, getting across a message and a theme. And if I get chills, I know, that's when I know. Like, if I tell a story that's like, that's when I know. So,
But the stories that you tell, and this is true for some artists and not true for other artists, the stories that you tell are, especially on this project, such personal stories.
Right.
Now, this is way before The Fall Off. But if you actually listen to what he said, he liked to tell stories. And on this album, that's what he did. He told stories. But not just any story, though. He told the story of the last 10 years. especially the last two. Now, however you really want to put certain tracks, and they all, yeah, I don't want to hear them, but that's your business. He doesn't need to apologize anymore. You got to understand, to this man, he's not like other artists when I could say people will like to swing for the fence to try to get a title. To him, that title shit of the greatest rapper of all, nah, he don't care about that. The music is what he really cares about. From what I'm listening to. Now, from what everybody else says about this album, along with the good and bad shit, and I'm gonna break down them more, but overall, to me, well, before I get to my point, the cons, not from me, but from what I've heard from people, his monotone, and he's just rapping, and I want to hear more features and this, that, and the third. Honestly, I feel like he did this for him in his hometown. Along with, he did it his way. Not what you wanted to hear, not what you expected to hear, but J. Cole did J. Cole the J. Cole way. Like it or not. And to me, he didn't miss. Personally, he didn't miss for me. This pod is not fully syndicated, so I'm not going to play too many tracks, or even if I play tracks, because I'm not trying to get a copyright strike or none of that shit. I mean, I would love to have Cole or even have a conversation with the man, because not for nothing, I'm going to be honest with you. Brilliant. From my point of view. Now, to the cons of what everybody else says. The tone of the album is, I guess, how he comes off is the same as every other album, or the old whatever they, shit like that. Along with what else did they say? Some of the tracks didn't need to be up there. To them personally, it's not a classic album compared to the other double disc. Also, too, I mean, I know y'all know by now, it's double disc, 24 tracks. But you got to understand, he's telling a story from beginning to end. First album was first 8 years over the last 10. And then they said the second album was the last 2 years. That's how they broke it down. But to me, it was just 10 years in total, because I felt like once he got to his point, not your point, his point in his career, right? Not your point in his career, his point in his career, right? Went back home, tried to be normal, or tried to, be inconspicuous, didn't work. Quick stop. But when I say this is the type of album that it gets better over time, when everybody don't listen to this shit to see what he gonna say about previous shit or previous artists or the beef or none of that, and you just listen and enjoy the music, it gets better. You learn to appreciate it. From the storytelling and the mixed beats and the styles and the flows that he flips up. Yo, I'm going to tell you right now. As many times as I listen to this, and as many times I'm going to listen to it, I promise you, in about 2 to 3 weeks, this is no slight to anybody else that's going to drop an album this year. But if your album, and this goes to any artist that's dropping after him, if your album is not full of bangers, I promise you, next year, this shit's gonna win a Grammy. And I'm saying it because the storytelling is so I don't want to go crazy because, like I said, it's still early. Still early, like within the breakdowns and letting it marinate. In the video that he put out, or videos, I only seen one. I don't know if it was another one, but it's gonna be a very greatly appreciated piece of art. Mastery, almost. Who's you? The conversation between him and Big, well, not him and Big, but Tupac and Big. If you think about it, right? And now if you add certain things in from the past, Tupac and Biggie, that situation. And then the present, Kendrick, Drake, Cole. He didn't want to get in between that battle. After he was like, yo, I really fuck with these dudes. And then knowing the history of Biggie and Pac, that they really fucked with each other. He didn't want their relationship to get tarnished in any way. I get it. Everybody wanted to, see a battle and all this other shit, but not for nothing. Cole just want to make music. Shit that you can appreciate. Shit that you can love. Shit that you can throw on. And you ain't got to try to put them on the board and all this other shit. Because if you think about it, a lot of people that had rap beefs or rap battles or whatever the case may be, right? After the fact, not too many motherfuckers is friends for real. Especially when shit was put on wax. So you can't respect that man for that part, and y'all still hold his feet to the fire to that. He will never fully get the recognition because of that. That specific part. Because he didn't take part in the Kendrick and Drake beef. He backed out and apologized to his homie. And then if you actually listen to the album, he told you before that a homie that moved away that was, playing for the other side, he wanted to tell him he was sorry, but he couldn't because he passed away. So Cole's on some shit like, yo, instead of okay, we could just keep it on wax or whatever the case may be that like everybody wanted to. But instead of that, why throw blows when we could just be cool? I don't even want no parts in this fight, man. I'm cool with both of y'all niggas. I'm the neutral friend in the middle. So when things really get crazy and scuffles and all the other shit, I'm going to step in and not allow this shit to happen in the first place. because I'm cool with both of y'all. Both of y'all dope and all this other shit. And the crazy part about it is, at one point, Kendrick and Drake was on the track together. So if y'all not for nothing, y'all naysayers, y'all actually just, if y'all can just get y'all head out y'all asses for a minute and appreciate him from where the fuck he came from to where the fuck he at now, y'all can really appreciate this piece of art he put out. But y'all can't. Because the sad part about motherfuckers is they can't forget your past. And not for nothing, one time he thought of himself and not just to try to entertain. I'm going to be honest with you. You ready? I don't know if y'all ready. Y'all on some bullshit. But who am I to say? That's your opinion. That's how you feel. That's your business. Real rap. I can't tell you what to think. That's your motherfucking business, nigga. So, it is what it is. I can't tell you what to do. Just know, not for nothing, I give y'all about another couple of weeks for this shit to sink in, and then y'all gonna be coming back talking about, yo, I was wrong. I listened to it, and this shit grew on me, bro. This shit crazy, nigga. We tried to tell you.
I don't know.
So it's like, now you want to try to come around after we try to tell you what the fuck is going on.
I don't know.
That's cool. We'll wait. We'll wait. Because I'm going to tell you like this. And this is no slight to any other artist, because I am willing. I'm really willing. Really willing. Because, I came from the class of fucking J. Cole, Wale, Joe Buttons, fucking lyricists, Eminem, fucking Fabulous, Lloyd Banks. I can keep going. So I'm gonna say this. When some of our illest rappers actually put the mic down, what the fuck we gonna have next? Because me personally, no slight to any of them drill rappers, but I don't listen to fucking drill rap. Tell me what the fuck is up for real. So it's like, for me, from what I take it, the best way for you to enjoy this shit, sit down, shit, nigga, light a candle if you want. Actually, I got the candles for y'all. If you want to see what's up, I'm gonna put them up in a little bit, but leave a comment or hit me or I'm gonna put all my social medias and all that other shit. Leave a comment. Matter of fact, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna link my shit. I'm gonna link my social medias. If you want a fucking candle, let me know. For real. I send you some shit. So you can either sit in the room, sit back, throw this on, light a candle, get some whiskey, get some wine, roll a J, and just let it rock, man. Think of it like your uncle, or your big cousin, your big brother coming to you. You ain't seen him mad long, and he just catch you up on everything. Give him time, let him cook. He got some shit for you. That's how I feel about this album. You can never go wrong with that. You can never go wrong with that. That's my take from it, man. For real. Every joint on there is something special in its own right. But anyway, I ain't want to bludgeon y'all to death with that, because you're gonna feel how you're gonna feel. But anyway, on to Larrusell. Now, for the people that don't know Larrusell, for the ones that don't know Larrusell, right? Larrusell is an independent rapper. I'll tell you a little bit for y'all. Just
my job and go after my dream. And in that process, I had so many times where I was like, I need to take my ass back to work. But
now, excuse me, independent for mad long, right? Hold up.
Work one time and I was just crying.
Now, he been independent for so long, and that's how he built his damn near cult following. If you haven't listened to him, go listen to him, man. He's tough. He's not mainstream or all on the radio. Well, he was actually on the radio on the Breakfast Club the other day. I don't know if y'all heard him or not. He's dope. But independent since I came across him, and been doing his thing, and he's for the people. Like a lot of things that go do your homework and go look into him, because a lot of things that he do is so different, so different. He reminds me of Russ and Nipsey, but he announced the other day he signed with Roc Nation. So, okay, I feel like this, right? And then I feel like this. Now, I'm going to tell you why I feel like that, right? And then also I feel like this.
I don't know.
Now, let me break it down for you. Everything that he did from when he started, he did off the muscle, right? When I say the muscle, everything was coming out of his pocket. Whether he loaned it, borrowed it, whatever the case may be, blah, 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 blah. You get the fucking point. Now, his album that he was dropping is I don't know if it dropped this month or he's planning on like however he's gonna put it, right? Pretty much pre-order. Album was $1,000, or even how he broke it down. Now for nothing, and this is what I like that he did, that Cole did, that Nipsey. I don't know. Did Nipsey do some shit like that? But I know Cole for sure did it. Pay what you think his album deserves at one point, right? Now, the good part about that is how he broke it down. Yo, even if you don't got it right now and you want the music, pay $1. And then he said so many people pay amounts like that. Then the next time it came out, niggas paying 100, 200, 300, like, because he's really for the people. He's not gonna come over here and try to blunder you over the fucking head as far as prices. Yeah, he's independent. Yeah, he's doing everything off the muscle. But also, not for nothing, he throw concerts in his backyard. Like, of his house. Like, you're steps away from where the fuck he eats, sleeps, and shits and all that shit at. You gotta respect the nigga. He helps people out, all that shit. He's really for the people. Now, from the breakdown that I got, shout out to Joe Budden's podcast, because I got some of the breakdown of what the contract was. It's pretty much a distribution deal. He still owns his masters, owns his rights and all the other shit. It's like a licensing deal. So I guess he's still independent. It's just more for distribution purposes. Okay, you know, I'll be ready to fine print though, because these motherfuckers do like to sneak shit around and shit. You feel me? Like, they like to put certain wordings in, and it's like, the next time you find out, you feel me? So it's like, I hope. I'm gonna say this again. I hope it is what it is. Like, I hope is exactly. Also too, what I did here, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't paying too much attention. Don't go crazy on me. But he was sharing when certain companies with certain labels was trying to, give him a deal. And he was, telling motherfuckers on online recording all that shit. Nah, this is a shitty deal. Da, 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 da. He said Rock Nation came to him before a shitty deal. He declined it. Now, I guess, they went back to the drawing board and said, fuck it. We like this little nigga. We just gonna give it to him, whatever you want. And he's where he's at now.
Again, I really salute you, like, cause you for us represent that next wave of people who gonna like show people the way. And that shit is important for us.
To us going, my homie Splash was like, man, you gonna meet Hov today, like, how you feeling? And I was telling him, like, man, I'm conflicted because I honestly don't know who I'm gonna meet because of the Diddy thing and just meeting so many other people. And I was like, man, I'm nervous because I don't know who I'm gonna meet. Am I gonna meet like someone that I'm like, man, this is what I hope for? Like, damn, another one. And it was everything beyond.
Cool beans. Cool fucking beans. I love it. I love to see it. Just more success. You feel me? Also, too, Super Bowl Sunday, today, as I'm recording this, he will be performing at the tailgate shit. So he's being pushed out in the forefront, you feel me, to get elevated more. And not for nothing, I agree with what Joe Budden said when he said, young brother, you ain't giving yourself enough time to push yourself independently even more, because not for nothing, I'm not gonna lie to you. That whole shit when niggas sending him Kyrie Irving 11,000, and I forgot the other person that sent him 18,000. Now for nothing, you could have used that to try to push to get on the radio. Feel me? Or shit, you could have took a different route and actually started buying ads and put yourself out there in the ads. You didn't necessarily need the machine. The machine is for motherfuckers that really no slight.
I don't know.
But I do know. No slight. For motherfuckers that don't have the creative backing. Meaning, bro, all this shit that he has done over the years, he could have took that money and YouTube ad. Jumped on Netflix ad, Paramount ad, Billboard ad. Fucking, he could have toured the country and just went on radio stations and paid for their ads, podcasts and all that shit. He could have really went out here and went crazy for like 3 to 6 months to really push yourself even more. Don't get me wrong. He's been floating around. They say what? He been in the game since 2018? If I'm not mistaken, 2018. He joined Twitter 2010. Got verified 2020. Well, been verified since 2020. But been putting out music, if I'm not mistaken, they looked it up. It was like 2018. It's not even 10 years. And Cole just dropped the album that he was wilding for 10 years. And Cole been in the game way longer than that. And then he put out mad music. Well, Cole did, but I'm not talking about Cole. Larrusell put out mad music. He said he put out like 43 projects or some shit like that. 43 projects, and you're not for nothing, bro. You're not just a drop in a bucket. Like, okay, I get it. You're not mainstream all over everywhere, but you're not going unnoticed, my guy. If they paid you whatever they paid you, or going to pay you whatever they going to pay you, you could have just said fucking and got a distribution deal. You didn't necessarily have to go and try to join the machine to try to get pushed even more. Look at Russ. Russ is making hella bread by himself. You could have even fucked around and hired somebody that is deep dive into the music industry to even help you get pushed even more. Even though I know you probably most likely came across mad motherfuckers, but brother, you could have. It could have only if he would have just waited and just got a little more creative. He probably would have came out a little better. But yo, best of wishes. Best of wishes. Best of wishes. I hope all that shit works out for you, my guy. I really do. I really fucking do. Like, I'm not gonna lie. That independent shit, it's a hard road, but I promise you, you stay down long enough and grind long enough, you're gonna look up and you're gonna be amongst the great ones. And you did it without the backing of no slander, but them niggas. That's it. Because he makes great music. I'll give him that much. He does. He really does. But moving on. Moving on now. Into how I think sometimes. Are you ready? Because I'm the type of person that questions everything. Social norms and shit like that. Like, I was always a kid of like, why I gotta do that? Who said I have to do that? Who made this rule up? Is that like, do I have to? That was always me. Even now, till this day. Prime example, right? Now, I'm gonna lead into what I was saying earlier about Black History Month, but that's in a second. But let me land this plane. One of my questions was, and I did my homework on this, Do y'all not know or understand? Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. Whoever told you that is bullshit. Whoever told you that is bullshit. Now, let me tell you why it's bullshit. Right? Because from my now I'm gonna look it up again but from my understanding, the FDA didn't come up with this. The food, the food pyramid and all that stupid shit, they didn't come up with that. But it was a company. It was a company, right? It was a company that came up with making breakfast only because they wanted to. They wanted to. Okay, now, I always was curious about the whole breakfast thing, because I never ate breakfast. If I ate breakfast, it was, like, oh, well, fuck it. Everybody else at the table was eating. Let me fucking eat something, right? Now, come to find out, the ancient Romans were big proponents of breakfast, enjoying bread, eggs, and some watered down wine at the crack of dawn. So were ancient Egyptians, who typically just ate breakfast and dinner. It was also common for the laborers to start their day with beer. So we're typically going off a bunch of winos in the fucking morning. Now, when you actually get down to the meat and potatoes of this shit, my thing was, and this is what I always question, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And I always say, in my head, of course, I'm young. I never said this. I'm like, oh, but who the fuck told you that? Come to find out. Are you ready? In 1917, Kellogg as a marketing slogan, said breakfast was the most important meal of the day. Guess why? So they can sell more fucking food. There you go in a nutshell. Now, if you eat breakfast, you eat breakfast. If you don't, you don't. That's your business. But to go around for years and years and years to really just be told, oh, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, is actually a bunch of fucking cockamamie bullshit. If you want to be honest. Because Kellogg started that and everybody started running with it. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. The best thing that you can do when you wake up, before you brush your teeth, drink some water. Room temperature, preferably. And if you actually really want to help your body out, sprinkle a little bit of salt in it. Why? It opens up the blood cells in your body and really hydrates your body. Drink that first. Then 10-15 minutes after that, go brush your teeth. Stinking breath bastard. Nah, seriously, all jokes aside though. But seriously, I know your breath be stinking in the morning. Unless you do certain things before you go to bed. Then, but then now we backtracking, But yo, that was one of my things, right? Black History Month. Black History Month. And I'll look this shit up, right? Now, my thing was, I'm like, who deemed it that we should have Black History Month on February? Who came up with that? Like, that's not even to me, what is so important about February? And then it's the shortest month. Did my homework on that shit too. Guess what? The reason why they deemed, hey, matter of fact, before we go to that part, right? Before it was Black History Month, we had a week. And it was called Negro Week. Gold figure. And that was in what? That was around what's this damn what's this damn guy name? I'm sorry. I'm having a brain fart. Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. That was around their time. Then was it Abraham Lincoln a slave owner at one point? That's right. So it was that, right? And then I guess because of those two, not guess, I looked it up, but because of those two, that's why they said, oh, we're going to give you February, but first it was a week. And then I just looked it up. They said at one point the shit was in October. Like, what the fuck? And what's in October? Halloween. Like, Because Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass were born in that month. Yeah. In the U.S., Carter G. Woodson chose February as the U.S. Black History Month because Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass were born in that month. Little Black history for you. Which country celebrates Black History Month in October? The UK. It is celebrated in February in the US and in Canada, where it has received official recognition from the governments and more recently has also been celebrated in Ireland and the UK, where it is observed in is in October. So here in the US and Canada, we celebrate in February. But in Ireland and the UK, they celebrate in October. Look, I'm not gonna deep dive into it. Not for nothing. We don't need a fucking day to learn our heritage, our lineage. You should be wanting to fucking do that. To be honest, because not for nothing, they trying to erase our fucking history anyway. Which is yeah. That's, some shit I be thinking about. Now, on to social norms, right? I'm a little weird. I don't know if y'all know. And maybe y'all do. Well, put it like this: the ones that do know me know I'm a little weird. The ones that don't know me, y'all won't know I'm weird. I'm a little weird, but I like being weird because fucking normal is corny. So with that being said, it's like I see all those social normities, bro, and that shit is boring to me, bro. That shit is retarded. And not the bad. Even, oh my God, just, y'all get what I'm saying. Like, yo, to walk outside and see a bunch of motherfuckers with the same shit on, Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Chanel, Prada, whatever. And you got a bunch of motherfuckers with the same. Y'all don't want no individuality, bro. Like, why are y'all making another motherfucker rich, but you're hopping in the bucket? Or why are you making another motherfucker rich and you're getting on the bus? I don't get it. Also, too, I want to say within the last, let's say 5 years, right? Maybe a little longer than that. And this is my little rant before I close this shit out, because I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy. But anyway, I've woken up to the fact, not even woken up, because I always just like, why are you doing that? Just zoned out for a second, my bad. Because it was like I had got a download of a bunch of shit that I stored in my brain. But okay. Now given what I told you about breakfast, right? Think about that. And given certain things that we're finding out now, right, that we wasn't privy to when we was younger. You know, people around my age, people a little younger than me, people a little older than me, but everybody that's around my age. Now, given the fact of certain things, right, why are we still following certain things? Why are we still zombified to certain things? Why are we still following motherfuckers that don't have the best interests or our interests at all about certain things? I don't get it. I really don't. Like, don't get me wrong. Whatever you want to do, that's your business. But don't question me when I question certain shit. And from the source of where certain said things come from, they can't even give me a legitimate answer. So I said, fuck it. I'm not doing that. Now, prime example. I'm going to just spitball, throw some shit out there, right? School. Time and time again, you get motherfuckers that go to school, right? Do their thing or don't go to school. Now, no funny shit, the ones that are actually smart enough to not go to school but have smarts in business or smarts in life and street smarts and know how to, twist and pull and finagle and build and create and all this other shit. I.e. Joe Buttons, Nipsey Hussle, the list goes on and on. Now, don't get me wrong. Knowledge is power. I'm not telling anybody not to seek knowledge, because you can actually seek knowledge outside of school, and most likely, no funny shit, you'll get more knowledge out of that than actually going to school and putting yourself through that. Now, don't get me wrong. Going to school for certain subjects is very well needed. But even from now, not for nothing, shout out Ed, Cuzzo Ed, Bird. He went to school for IT, right? Came out, became, did more homework after he got a job, after he got out of college and everything. Became a master hacker and all this other shit, right? At his job, they done gave him his own little department. Just him. His own little department. And he do his fucking thing. You feel me? Like, he even told me after he finished school. He said, hey, yo, there's shit that I learned in 4 years. It's a course over here, and I can give you some books. You can learn the same shit I learned in about 6 months. Maybe 2 years, max. And you can be where the fuck I'm at. Do you not know that's a lot of shit that happens nowadays? Not for nothing, I'm gonna be honest with you. Nowadays, when you go to jobs, and this is the fucked up reality about it, and I'm learning more and more about it, son. That somebody that, I'm not gonna say self-taught because you're necessarily not self-taught, but, and it's not cutting corners, but somebody that takes a course or a class or whatever the case may be, and it's hands-on, and it goes from somebody that been in that same lane or doing that same thing, that goes to school and spends 4 years, 5 years doing that, and you got this motherfucker over here that spends 8 months learning hands-on, and no funny shit, they get the job, and you just did 4 years, and you didn't get that job. Now you gotta go look for another one. Let me tell you something, especially kids that's growing up. Get your education while you're in school. I'm not saying don't go to school. Get your education, because out of that, going to school, you'll learn some valuable lessons. Along with that, you will come along some great people. Also, you'll build life shit as far as adversity in school and fucking with kids and shit like that. You'll build, don't get me wrong, you'll build some shit out of school. But sometimes certain things aren't, how can I put this? Sometimes certain things aren't meant to spend extra time on it that's not needed. It's not. Also, too, like, yo, this 9 to 5 shit. Man, listen, when you go to school, and I'm talking about regular school, I'm not talking about like college or that, I'm talking about regular school. They're teaching you how to be a worker. They don't teach now. Don't get me wrong. Now you got schools that's teaching you actually life fucking lessons, financial shit, trades and shit like that, because they used to do it. Shout out to Jersey, Essex County, right? When I had went to Irvington High School in 2000, they had cosmetology class. They had just stopped doing automotive. Like, they had some extracurricular classes in there that showed you some shit. And then they stopped it. I don't know why. And then, not for nothing, I went to West Side after that, transferred to West Side. And then in West Side, they showed you some shit, but it was like home ec, What else was it? It was wood shop. Like it wasn't nothing crazy to the point where you can make a career out of it. But now, I guess so many people said certain, over the years, I guess so many people said something. They just say, "Oh, we gotta bring this shit back." But guess what? They couldn't fund it in the schools. It was like, how much do they want motherfuckers to be independent? To not depend on the system. Because here's the fucked up truth about it. We need somebody to work the system. We need somebody to work the system. I'm working the system until I finish building my own system. But then when I finish building my own system, I'm getting out of that system. Yeah, I'm here, so yeah, I gotta pay taxes and all the other stupid shit. But other than that, I'm not working in that system. And if you want to think about it, you know what that system is? It's modern day slavery. Let me tell you why. That gets to my last point. Then I'm getting up out of here. My reason why I say it's modern day slavery, because if you look at everything that's around 9-to-5ers, including me, everything increases but the pay. Everything increases but the pay. And it been like that. I think they said in the I might be fucking up the years, but if I'm not mistaken, I think they said like the 30s or 40s or 50s, some shit like that, right? Maybe 60s. The cost of living there was the cost of living. You can be great. You can be fine. You were okay. Your job, you had one income and that shit paid for everything. Now, one income, yeah, good fucking luck. Good fucking luck. This is why I say modern day slavery. Because they want you to work, eat, sleep, work, eat, work, sleep very little. And then now that they including AI, no, we don't want you to work, but we do want your money. We want y'all to be dirt poor. And y'all money. And these robots gonna come get y'all. Like, yo, I just seen a post yesterday, right? I don't know what state or whatever the case may be this is in, but I'm just giving y'all a heads up. The fucking police have drones. And they're I was watching when he was I gotta find this shit. I was watching when he was fucking showing the news people. When they didn't have a drone, just not following people, but just watching motherfuckers from the sky. You don't even know this shit watching you. They got another new way to send your ass a ticket. Watch your ass, man. Watch your ass, man. I'm telling you. I hope I can find this shit, because this shit is crazy. It's crazy, son. I hope I can find this. If I find it, I'll leave it at the end. But yo, not for nothing, I love y'all, man. I do. This is why I keep coming back. But yo, be dangerous. Stay safe. Be you, because there's only one you. Ain't no other you on the shelf but you. And don't try to be nobody else, because they them. Yeah. But yo, other than that, man, I love y'all. I see y'all later. And I mean later this week. because I had to come do this. But I'm out.
Yeah. Pause the noise. Listen close. New voice in the room, I don't follow the crowd. I read between lines, doesn't say out loud. Build from the tension, I move real proud. Every step calculated, never lost, never found. I don't rush moments, I let them reveal. What's real, stay standing when the fakes start to peel. No shortcuts taken, just pressure and skill. I don't bend for the spotlight, I sharpen the steel. I don't chase waves, I study the tide. Stay 10 steps calm while the rest wanna ride. They talk in circles, I move in design. Quiet confidence, heavy with time. Clean lines, sharp mind, vision on loud. Calm in the chaos, storm in the crowd. I don't need a shout, let the truth come around. It's that clarity sound, yeah, that clarity sound. Clean lines, sharp mind, vision on loud. Calm in the chaos, storm in the crowd. I don't need a shout, let the truth come around. It's that clarity sound, yeah, that clarity sound. From the corners where ambition learn patience, to rooms where silence carry real statements. I ask the questions that make them uncomfortable. Still keep it smooth, never emotional.
Not an album?
The album that I was talking about, you talking about the Fall Off.
Yes.
That's that probably won't come for another year.
Everybody loves saying Cole ducked the fade, but what did we really want to hear from Cole in the midst of that battle between Kendrick and Drake? Like, he really didn't have that type of heat for them. And I'm not talking about lyrically, I'm talking about just on a personal level. Because let's really think about what was going on in the midst of that. In the midst of push-ups and 616 in LA and Euphoria and tailor-made freestyle and Family Matters and Meet the Grams. What did we really want to hear from Cole? And you talking about a pretty solid dude that I guarantee has met Drake's mom. He just came off of a record with Drake that was doing numbers. And then you got Kendrick that I'm pretty sure he's hung around and been around his peoples before. He ain't got that type of energy toward them. And the shots that they were throwing back at each other, Kendrick and Drake, that's some shit that you can't come back from. Where was Cole supposed to fit in? And I think it got to a point where he understood that this was not his fight. This was not the battle he thought it was. What Cole was going to do in that battle was not what happened. And I think we really need to let this narrative go that he ducked the fade, when in all reality, this had absolutely nothing to do with him. Like, this had nothing to do with them, because if you notice, neither one of them mentioned him again. Even after he had dropped and taken it back, they didn't mention his name again. This is why when it comes to the big three and, you know, one of the modern GOAT conversations, I'm going to include Cole every single time. Because, yes, he will ice you on a record. We have plenty of evidence for that. He will outbar you. To me, Drake is not on Cole's level. All right? Drake is not on Cole's lyrical level. Hit for hit, obviously Drake got it. All right, he got the numbers. RIAA, they'll let you know real quick. But as far as lyrical ability, J. Cole has never stopped getting better. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but never. He has never stopped getting better from, the come up to the fall off. He has not stopped. And so I really want people to let this idea go that J. Cole doesn't belong in this conversation. I don't want people to hold back, any type of celebration or respect for Cole just because he didn't participate in a battle that really had nothing to do with him and he really didn't fit into the equation.